Good morning everyone. I am Shivani from Section B English Department. Today I am going to teach about mentally and physically challenged and remedial measure. First we see about the introduction. Challenged condition makes the normal function of individual very difficult and leads to dependency. These conditions are increasing day by day due to changing lifestyle and a complicated environment. Changed children is one who deviate from normal health status their physical, mentally or socially and requires special care, treatment and education. Concepts of challenged. According to WHO, the sequence of events leading to disability and handicapped or challenged conditions are as follows: injuries or disease, impairment, disability, challenged or handicapped. First, we see about implemented. It is defined as any loss or abnormality of physiological, psychological, or anatomical structure or function. Example: loss of vision, loss of hearing, etc. Primary impairment may leads to secondary impairment. Example: defective hearing result in learning difficulties and poor school performance. Impairment leads to disability. Next, disability. It develops as the consequence of impairment. Example: loss of limbs result in inability to walk. Disability is the inability to carry out certain activities which are considered as normal for the age of sex. Inadequate or challenged. Handicapped is defined as a disadvantage for a given individual resulting from an impairment or a disability that limits and prevents the fulfillment of a role which is normal for that individual depending on age, sex, social and cultural factors. Primary handicap may lead to secondary handicap conditions. Example: blindness leads to economical handicapped situations. Next, we see about remedial measures. A contract is comprised of reciprocal promise. In a contract of sales, if seller is under obligation to deliver goods, buyer has to pay for it. In case buyer fails or refuses to pay, the seller is an unpaid seller. The term unpaid seller may be defined as the seller to whom the full price of the goods sold has not been paid. Who is an unpaid seller? Section 45 of the Act defines an unpaid seller thus: the seller of goods is determined to be an unpaid seller. Within the meaning of this Act, when the whole of the price has not been paid or tendered, when a bill of exchange or other negotiable instrument has been received as conditional payment and the condition on which it was received has not been fulfilled by reason of a dishonor of the instrument or otherwise. Thus, a seller is unpaid seller if. Next, we see about rights of an unpaid seller. An unpaid seller has twofold rights. They are rights against goods, rights against by the buyer personally. Rights of an unpaid seller against goods. The right is studied under the following two heads: where the ownership of the goods is transferred to the buyer, where the ownership of the goods is not transferred to the buyer. Conclusion: these conditions are significantly impact their overall well-being and quality of life and require appropriate support and treatment. In conclusions, multiple disability can encompass various combinations of physical, sensory, intellectual and mental health conditions. Thank you.